Welcome to Rants and Review. Our good friend Frank is currently not here right now, so stepping in for us is our great friend here. This is Jensen. Jensen's going to be reviewing some games with us and telling us what he thinks about them. Today we're going to be talking about the amazing game of Red Dragon Inn. Now, if you haven't heard about Red Dragon Inn, you clearly haven't ever gone to a game store because they have like 4 or 5 different versions of the core set and a bunch of one-player pieces you can basically throw in to increase the amount of players you have in your game. It's pretty impressive. So I'm just going to bust in real quickly to how the game works. The way the game works on your turn, at the beginning of your turn, you get 7 cards at the very beginning of the game. If you don't like the cards you get at the beginning of your turn, you can discard cards and draw back up to 7. Also, if you spend any cards in the game already at this point, for instance, betting or canceling an action, those cards will be gone from your hand. You can draw now back up to increase the amount that you have. From that point, though, it's time to play an action card. You only play 1 action card on your turn. So, for instance, if you want to gamble, like for instance, if you want to play, let's say I just discard this card and I draw this card up, I want to play gambling, I'm in. That's going to start a part where all players have to ante up gold to the gambling. Then from that point, the next player gets to choose to basically either increase the bet or possibly play like a winning hand. If it gets all the way back around to my turn and no one has taken control of the round, I get to win all those coins. So hypothetically, do you have any cards, Jensen, to play?
Yes. What's that up your sleeve? You're out.
So Jensen technically won this round of gambling because there's no one else competing against him. So he would get to take the 2 gold coins, add it to his stock, and then we discard our played cards. Then after the action card is done, it's time to buy people drinks. This is your way to kind of get revenge for either what's gone on in the game, to fill up people's stacks who've already got drinks that doesn't have drinks. And so you can take 1 drink card from the drink deck and place it on another player's setup. Thank you for that round of gambling. It was lots of fun. I really appreciate that. Now, at the end of that, it's time for you to drink. Now, in the beginning of the game, everyone starts up with a drink. Everyone has it. So on your turn, you flip over the drink, and then it says what your effects are. For instance, with this drink, I gain 1 alcohol content. So I'd have to raise from the 0 to the 1. Now, if it says with a chaser, you actually have to stack up the next drink in your drink deck with that. So it's actually quickly that you'll start gaining alcohol in the game unless you're able to do something. Action cards can sometimes help with that. I've got none. So my drink alcohol content goes up to 1, and that is my turn. That is the very basic way it goes. It keeps going around and around until either you're the last player in the game or until you've killed your friends because you're frustrated at them because they keep winning and gambling. But the way you get kicked out of the game is either you run out of gold. If you run out of gold, you're poor, and they don't want you being in the inn, so they kick you out. If you drink too much, or you lose enough fortitude, and either your alcohol content or your fortitude ever either meet or pass, then you are drunk, you pass out, they kick you out of the bar, they take your gold, and they divvy it up between other players in the inn. And then the game keeps going until there's no other players but 1. And that's basically pretty much how the game works. It's a lot of fun. It gets really interesting, especially when you start going back and forth and attacking one another. And yeah, I'm actually a pretty big fan of this one. But we'll tell you more about what we think about that in a second.
So my opinion of Red Dragon Inn is it's a very fun, competitive game if you have more than 1 friend. 2 people, you're really not going to get a good experience. 3, but 4, if you have 4 or more friends, it's definitely worth getting because you hate them, and you really do. Or you will. Depends on how many friends you have. It could be your collection. If you have a friend that usually has parties, let them buy it. Just really heavily suggest it to them.
So my opinions of the amazing game of Red Dragon Inn is that it's a steady game. You're playing the game all the way through. It's a lot of fun. there's really no downtime except for when you are out of the game. Once you are out of the game, it's a little boring watching your friends basically fight, and you will be out of the game. There can sometimes be little bits of time between players going out, or a large amount of time between players going out. Especially if someone manages to try to really think they're going to bet really high, they keep raising it, and then they automatically lose. That can be painful. But besides that, the game is pretty solid, pretty straightforward. It's got a lot of abilities to characterize it and make it all you with different characters. And you can also find somebody that you really like to play in the game. Unfortunately, whether or not you get to keep playing the game because you make a really annoying accent for a certain character, and then no one lets you do it anymore because apparently it's frustrating and it's ruining the game for them. But it's the whole reason I play.
And more annoying accents for the other characters.
Exactly. That way they have to let you play the one you like. I would say that this game definitely belongs in my collection. It's a great game. I enjoy having it on my shelf. I play it pretty regularly with my friends when we have a get-together. Unlike some of my friends, I have a lot of friends, so we usually have a large group of people get together and play games. So it's definitely in my collection. So thank you so much for viewing this video. Jensen did a pretty good job, so we're going to keep him around for a couple more until Frank gets back in the
Frank
game.
And Beans, Frank and Beans.
I've changed my mind. Keep in mind that we have just launched, as you might have already seen in a lot of our other videos, our Yo Bro game on Kickstarter. It is brand new, it is awesome, and it is available right now to back. So if you are bro enough, go back Yo Bro.
It is the popping colorist most of games.
Brah?
Brah.
Brah. Do you even game brah?
Brah. Come on, brah.
Brah.
Y'all brah, brah.
Brah.
You should have just had a picture of a bra on the front.